morning. Good morning. I am Aston Parkinson, and Jillian is off today. And but I'm here with Mary.
Yes, I'm off camera, but here.
Mary is gonna engineer for us today and keep us safe and sound as we get through today. So, um, a couple of housekeeping, as they call it. The discount at NuSpecies is still on, so I encourage all of you to take advantage. It continues through next week, and stock up, stock up, stock up, and you all know now that the circulation formula is back, so you should stock up on that as well. And just take advantage of NuSpecies. That's why we are running this sale for so long, and it will be a while, very likely, before we do another one. So take advantage and stock up. Also, we're looking at office spaces in Brooklyn. So Brooklyn, we are not gone. We're just trying to find office space that people would want to work in. The reason why we closed the store we had there was because people did not want to work there. We just couldn't find anyone. So we're going to find a nice office space where I think people will feel more proud to work. And I think that's why we couldn't find anyone to work at the Canarsie location. And the anti-inflammatory, we are going to change the name. The FDA is not requiring us to change the name. We just want to change the name. It's called anti-inflammatory. So we are asking you to propose a name for us to uh, for the anti-inflammatory. So please do that. We'd like to get your input. We have found over the years that you have been more insightful and wiser and many things than we are at NuSpecies. So everything we do is, I think it comes from the NuSpecies family worldwide. So please propose, and we are waiting to hear from you.
And I just posted a link into the chat where you can send your submissions for your ideas.
Excellent. And so we have a referral program coming up. I know, by the way, we're going to play a video for you for it's about 10 or 12 minutes, and I'm going to be right here live. So, and at the end of the video, I'm going to come back, and if you have questions and all of that, we can chit chat about anything you want to talk about. But we have a referral program that's coming next week, within the next 2 weeks, right, Mary?
Yes, so it should be live in the next couple of weeks. And it's not just referral, it's also rewards. So
excellent. So you're going to get points for making referrals. You're going to get points for your purchases. But the referral part of it is the one that's more important for me. For you is getting the points. More important to you, but for me, the referral, because I would say 80% or so of the NuSpecies clientele worldwide, about 80%, probably higher, about 80% comes from you NuSpecies. You refer your friends, your family, your coworkers, strangers. You're amazing. You're an amazing family. The NuSpecies family, amazing. So because of that, we are having this referral program so that you can be rewarded. Yeah, we've been ripping you off, right? And not rewarding you for all those referrals all these years. What, 16 years? Well, we're going to give you points now for referral, even though you didn't ask for it. You know what's funny, Mary? They didn't ask for a referral program. They didn't ask for incentives. You don't even ask for a discount for referring all these people. We have some families who are taking NuSpecies, over 60% in one family taking NuSpecies. And that's been the case from day one. So, and you never ask for points or rewards or anything from us for referring people, because I think you're just truly, the NuSpecies are just truly divine. You are divine because you just want to help people. You got help from NuSpecies and you want to help people. So I want you to know I appreciate it. As my grandmother would say, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate what you do to help people. So, and that's why you're family, true family, true family. All right? It doesn't have to be blood.
And this video is for anyone that they do refer so that they know what to expect when they come to NuSpecies.
Right. So the video, we're gonna run it in a couple of minutes. It's for you to share with. I know you all tell me you have reluctant family members, you have reluctant friends that don't want to call us, that don't want to come to the stores, and you can't get them to move. So what you can do is you can share this video with them. It's a little long. It's about 10 minutes, but bear it. You know, we'll cover a lot of things in there. We try to cover as many things as possible that would prevent your loved ones or friends or family members from picking up the phone and calling us, or just going to our website and do some research on us, or go to YouTube and listen to one or some of the 542 videos, make it 543 videos that we have on YouTube. So that's what this video is for. So please share it with all your friends and all your families and coworkers and all the people that you would like to see getting help. Before we get to the video, one last thing. I am now planning to be in the stores or the offices, Elmont and Bronxville, at least one day per week. So if you have friends and families or anyone who want to come and see me, it's not by appointment. They can just walk in. So we're going to post it on the app, and it will be in what else, Mary, or email?
Yes, app,
Newsletter?
email, newsletter weekly. So
Okay, so we do a newsletter weekly, so you could look out for that. I'm going to be down there for one day per week in Element, one day per week in Bronxville. So now we get to the video. I'm here live. If you have questions during the video, fire them away. I'll take them at the end of the video. At the end of the video, if you have no questions, then maybe we can chit chat for a couple of minutes and then we close out. But I'm sure you're going to have questions for me. Okay. All right. So, Mary, all yours. Take it away. I am Aston Farquharson. I'm the CEO of NuSpecies, and want to talk to you today about when you need a consultation, what can you expect?
Hi, I'm Jillian Policio, Senior Vice President, and I'm here to help Aston talk about what you can expect from your consultation.
Okay, great. So, a lot of you over the years have consulted with me, and if you're new to get a consultation, I can tell you what you can expect. So, typically at NuSpecies, what we want to do is to help you. We want to make sure that if you spend a dime with NuSpecies, you're going to get your money's worth. For you to get your money's worth, we need something from you. What we need would be your medical history. We need to know what's wrong. We need to know what your body has been through, the burdens, the harms that you've been through if you have taken medication. We want to know your medical history because it's very important. If you have chronic conditions over many years, we're going to need to know what they are. If you've gone through surgeries, we need to know, because all of those medication and medical issues that you've had over the years have a serious impact on your genes, your DNA, your health in general, your organs in general. And finally, if you have lab reports, you should give us a copy as well, so we can have the most comprehensive view of your health status. And then we can say to you how we can help you, if we can help you. And then you can decide to move forward with us or not. But I promise you, we at NuSpecies will do our very best to help you if we decide that we can work with you.
One of the things we like to remind folks when they're coming to NuSpecies is that our goal is to go to the root cause of your health concern. So yes, our formulas can be used like supplements, they can be used like remedies, they can be used like medicine, but ideally, when you have a health goal, let's say you called NuSpecies or you came to one of our stores and the conversations was something like, I have this issue and I would like help with it. Then our team, the first thing they're thinking is, okay, this person wants to rebuild their health. They're looking for very specific results. That would be different than if you came to our store and you said, I want vitamin D. Do you have vitamin D? And then our team probably would have already sold that to you. So the reason why Aston is looking for all of this information is because when you are going to ask your body to fix itself, because that's what you're doing when you come to NuSpecies, is you're telling your body it's time to get better. It's time to start rebuilding and cleansing, repairing. NuSpecies formulas are the tool your body's going to use. So in order for Aston to recommend the most appropriate toolbox, he needs to understand what work is being asked of your body. Because if your body is burdened with a disease, medications, a very rigorous medical intervention or medical treatments happening right now, or if you've been through a whole lot over many years, your body is going to be in a different place for rebuilding than maybe someone else who doesn't have all of those pre-existing issues, which means your toolbox is going to look different.
And root cause, oh boy, you have no idea. When it comes to root cause, maybe many doctors won't say this to you, but if you have a health condition, if you have a disease, if you have a health issue, the foundation of life has been affected. And that's why you have that issue. What is the foundation of life? Your DNA, your genes. It's not just the pain you feel in your brain or the heart issue you have or the prostate issue you have, the fibroids or whatever issues you have, blood pressure, diabetes. Your genes are affected. Your genes and DNA have to be rebuilt. That is the root cause. It always begins there. Every human being has thousands of genes. And the more genes that are damaged, speaking of root cause, is the more work you need to have, you need to do to live better and live longer. So when you come to NuSpecies, we don't have miracles.
The good news is that if you have a myriad of health concerns right now, most likely they share some common root causes. Because NuSpecies' goal and the way our formulas work is to help your body go to the root cause of the issue, even though it feels like everything might be falling apart right now, the same thing happens on the other side. As your body starts to fix things, we can't force it to just fix one thing. Once your body's given the tools, it's going to fix whatever it can. And you'll likely start to see that domino effect, which is currently affecting you negatively, go in the opposite direction, which is great news.
And if you, just to give an example, if you have high blood pressure, by the time you're diagnosed with high blood pressure, it's affecting your heart already. It's affecting your kidneys. So blood pressure lives in the blood vessels. Every adult human has between 60,000 and 90,000 miles of blood vessels, from the eyes to the kidneys to the heart to your lower limb. Just imagine that, up to 90,000 miles of blood vessel. So root cause, that's where blood pressure lives. So if you want us to help you rebuild your health, you should be prepared to do the work. We're going to do our best. We're going to give you the tool or the toolbox, but you have a lot of work to do yourself and a lot of dedicated work to help yourself, to help your body to get healthy again, for you to be able to live longer.
So if you're watching this video right now and you're thinking, wait, I didn't know that's what I was getting into in this consultation. I thought I was just going to ask about a detox. No problem. Just let Aston know when you get on the call what it is that you're looking for NuSpecies to help you with. Because guess what? Our goal is to make this a lifelong relationship. Your needs right now are not going to be the same as they will be 3 months from now. Your health needs right now are not the same as what they were 3 months ago. So most of our clients who've been with us for over 16 years, they have come to us for many different things over a long period of time. So you could start off talking with Aston, just letting him know, like, listen, I have a lot of health issues, but I'm not ready to go into all that detail and get a rebuilding package right now. But I am interested in maybe detoxifying or getting some supplements. Okay.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
If you want to talk to me about a detox to help to purify your body, talk to me. Of course, I'm going to help you. If you want to talk to me about our multivitamins and multiminerals that can help to support your health, to maintain your health, talk to me. Of course, we have that as well. So when you come to NuSpecies to get help, you determine your expectations. You determine where you go. We're just going to help you to get there if we can. And that's what the consultation is about, to determine your expectations and how we can fulfill them.
All right. So the top 3 things that we're looking for when you get to your appointment is, what are your needs? What are your needs right now? What's most important to you? What exactly are your expectations for working with NuSpecies? What are you hoping NuSpecies can do for you? And then third, what is your budget? We can work with any budget. So during the time that you speak with Aston, his goal is to reconcile your budget, your needs, and your expectations. So what I mean by that is, for example, we could have 2 different clients come to us with high blood pressure. One of them is a truck driver, and if his blood pressure is high, he could lose his job. So his need is to help with his blood pressure. His expectation, though, is to get it down to a normal range so that he can keep his job. And his budget will be whatever it is. Maybe it's $100 a month. Maybe it's $1,000 a month. But in order to accomplish such a very serious goal in a short period of time, the budget's probably going to have to be higher, right? So that's the calculations Aston will be using. Let's say someone else has high blood pressure, but they were recently diagnosed. They're getting right on top of it. They haven't even started taking medication yet. They are otherwise healthy, no other pre-existing conditions. And their goal is just to help their body start to regulate itself again. Maybe they were just too stressed or lacking adequate hydration, or maybe they're low on vitamin D or something. There could be a few root causes there. And so then their budget is lower. Their expectations are reasonable for what their needs are. And then Aston will accommodate that. And anytime those 3 things don't reconcile, Aston will let you know, and he'll guide you to the right path. And you can go back and forth as long as you need to figure out how to get started with NuSpecies.
Well said. We can help you to rebuild your body very slowly, gradually over time, or we can help you to rebuild your body aggressively. We have very potent formulas, highly concentrated formulas, but we also have regular concentrated formulas. So again, you decide where you want to start. We are going to go for the ride with you to try to help you. We will do our best. That's what we can promise you.
And if you haven't actually seen what our products are like, maybe you got referred to NuSpecies and you just called and got this appointment booked, check out our products on our website. They are really different from what you might have experienced before. So I think it's important that we quickly say our products are liquid. They have raw plant-based ingredients. And most of them come in anywhere from like a little half-ounce bottle to like a 16-ounce bottle. You're going to shake it up. In most cases, you'll pour it into a little measuring cup. You might do different combinations of the products in 1 or 2 little cups, and you'll drink it on a daily basis. Some of our products are powder. Again, you'll mix them into a little bit of water and you'll drink them. So it's different than, let's say, for example, most people, when they think about herbs and liquid, they're thinking like a tea. It's not a tea. You're not going to be boiling. There's no heat involved. People will think of tinctures. Tinctures are herbs that have been processed with heat, usually boiled, and then preserved with alcohol. Our formulas are preserved with vegetable glycerin. So there's no alcohol in our products. So again, different from a tincture. Some people are thinking of like tonics, which are like fermented herbal drinks. It's not like that either. It's not like your standard elixirs or herbal products that you've used in the past. So we want you to come with an open mind. And if at any time you're feeling confused about the products Aston's telling you about and what they look like or taste like, or what taking them is going to be like, don't let those unknowns get you overwhelmed and stop you from moving forward. So if you need to, scour our YouTube page, go to our website, do a little bit of research about what our products are like before getting on your consultation. It should help use that time more valuably.
And finally, probably the best part for you and for us as well, when you come to NuSpecies for your consultation, guess who you're speaking to? You're speaking to the people who created the company, who invented the products, who manufactured the products. There is no one else on earth On planet Earth, there are 8 billion people on planet Earth. There's no one on Earth who know more about our products than we do. No one. No doctor, no scientist, no chemist, no one. That's the best part of NuSpecies. You're speaking to us who created this. How about that?
Lucky for you, our goal is to make sure you reach your health goals. Aston and I are terrible salespeople. We didn't get in this to just sell supplements. We got into this because we truly wanted to help people. You can learn more about Aston's mission on our website, in the About Us area, or on any of the number of videos we've created on YouTube. But we're here to help you. And this consultation is the first step. It's free. All of your consultations with Aston will continue to be free, especially if you're on a rebuilding program. You'll likely be speaking to him at least every 2 weeks. And those all continue to be free because, like I said, we're here for you for a lifetime. As long as you are a client of NuSpecies, we're here to take care of you.
All right. That was a little long, Mary.
I didn't think it was too bad.
Okay. Well, we'll cover a lot of things in there, but I invite you all to share it. It's a little long, but share it with friends and family, and especially those of you who have those friends and relatives who have refused to call us. You've given them our phone number, our website, etc., and they have not moved and they're sick and they need help. And I hope this helps you as well to understand how we go about, how we think about doing our consultations and doing the follow-ups that I do with some of you. No questions so far. I'm going to say a couple of things, and if there are no other questions, then we can call it a weekend. But I want to speak to the whole issue of root cause, Mary. I think we talked about this in our last session that was last Saturday about root cause and genes and DNA. And one person said to me that I talked no more about genes and DNA before. And why do I do that? I do it because of all the feedback I've been getting from a lot of you about what is the cause of my blood pressure, what is the cause of my diabetes, what is the cause of my cancer. One of our clients was recently diagnosed with cancer. She probably is on now. I'm not gonna say her name, but she had lupus, and then she was fighting lupus for years, and we helped her tremendously. And then she got diagnosed with breast cancer. She had these lumps in her breast for many years, and but she was just focusing on the lupus because the lupus was what was hurting her the most. So that's what root cause is. Root cause is the genes in terms of lupus or any autoimmune issue you have, whether it's MS or there are like 100 different autoimmune diseases that are out there now. But the autoimmune disease is a issue with the immune system not functioning the way it should. And the way you think of it is that the immune system has turned against the body. But what's actually happened is that there are issues in the cells that the immune system is destroying. It could be viral particles that are placed there by our genes. It could be viral particles that are there because of some viral infection we've had in the past, or it could be bacterial infection, microbial infection. Those are usually the cause. Viral particles, bacterial particles. When I say particles, I mean the chemical structure, which is incomplete of a bacteria or virus, is large in the cell. And in many cases, autoimmune diseases are caused from primordial genes that are passed down by ancestors to us. And those viral particles of those primordial viruses, that's what causing a lot of people to get autoimmune diseases. Any of the autoimmune diseases you can think of, they have that foundational base. And then one of the reasons why women get way more than of the autoimmune diseases than men is because there's also a hormonal factor, and that's where I'm connecting lupus or autoimmunity with someone who gets a hormonal cancer like breast cancer, or it could be thyroid cancer, it could be ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, endometrial cancer, prostate cancer, any cancer. But I point out those type of cancers because those are located in glands that produce hormones. So root cause. When we have an issue, it means that certain genes are damaged. The genes responsible for the immune system are damaged. And that's why there's an immune system problem, like autoimmunity. For breast cancer or prostate cancer, the genes that support the breast gland, that support the prostate, have gone bad. Gone bad meaning that they are mutated. And the mutation, which is an abnormal consequence of chemicals or other free radical factors that cause the genes to mutate, the mutation has become malignant. And that's what cancer is. Malignant means those mutated cells, abnormal cells, they're multiplying rapidly. That's what cancer is. It is as simple as that. It's not some mysterious thing. That's what cancer is. So it's abnormal cells that are multiplying rapidly. And the more of those cells that are there in that organ cause damage to the organ. And the more the abnormality of these cells pile up, the organs start to malfunction. And when that happens, the organ can fail and the person can die. So that's what root cause is. So when you come to NuSpecies for your consultation, do we go into all that? No, because there's no time. You know, you come to us and you have a headache, you have pain, you have, you know, all these issues that make you miserable, that make you unable to work. You're losing bone mass, you're losing muscle mass. We're just focused on those immediate symptoms, fixing those. But you don't know that in the background, every recommendation we make to you are targeting your genes and your DNA. And for those of you who've been taking NuSpecies for years, I'm going to tell you what those formulas you're taking that target your genes and your DNA that you didn't know. So the formulas are the LNU, simply the LNU, whether it's the LNU1 or the LNU9 or the LNU25. Those have all the vitamins and minerals to support our DNA. DNA make genes, genes make amino acids or proteins, and all that one form of the LNU, LNU1, LNU9, LNU25 support the DNA, the genes, the production of the amino acids. Yes, when you take LNU, your body will make all the essential amino acids. Some scientists say there are 13, some say 21, way more than that. Our bodies have a massive amount of proteins that are necessary to support our health. One of those proteins is the histone that feeds the genes, the chromatin that feeds the chromosomes, the polymerase and the telomerase that feed the genes and the DNA together. So there are a lot of other proteins that are being produced above and beyond amino acids. So root cause, that's what we're all about. So I hope this was helpful. And Mary is pointing, so maybe someone has a comment. Let's see.
Yes, we do have a question, and this is
Okay.
actually good because you're covering damage to genes and DNA that happens over our lifetime. But this
Mhm.
question is about type 1 diabetes, which is related to damage to genes and DNA that exists from birth, right?
Right. So there are many different types of diabetes. People don't know that. There are two main ones, but there are other types of diabetes. There's a form of diabetes that is when the insulin is circling the cell and just can't get in the cell to support the glucose factors, and that's called insulin resistant diabetes. So your body is producing the insulin, but your body just shut it out. So that's a type 2 diabetes, but there are many different types of type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes, though, goes to the heart of genetic issues where for type 1, if it's truly type 1, the genes are not just dysfunctional, the genes may be dormant. The genes are not active. The genes responsible for producing insulin are not producing any insulin at all, and that's what type 1 diabetes is. So if you have type 1 diabetes, or if you know anyone who has type 1 diabetes, for them to hopefully get out of that prison where the genes have shut down or just not functioning at all, or they're dormant. In many cases, some people are born with it, born with the type 1 diabetes. What you need to do is to aggressively rebuild the genes and DNA, rebuild the DNA, rebuild the genes. We can help you do that, but we can't guarantee that your type 1 diabetes will go away. We can't guarantee that the genes are going to come back and function the way they should. We can't. Anyone who tells you that they can is misleading you. But you can try. You can try. NuSpecies formulas are very potent. But if you come to NuSpecies and you invest the time with us, you invest the efforts with us, you invest, your resources with us to help you rebuild your genes and your DNA, rebuild the pancreas, essentially. Even if those genes don't come back and start to function normally the way they should, the experience we have had over the years with many, many people worldwide with type 1 diabetes, they have been able to keep their A1C below 6, in that zone. Even some people, the A1C will go back to normal, but it probably won't stay normal unless you keep doing the aggressive work to rebuild your genes and your DNA and rebuild the pancreas. That's where all diabetes live. They live in the pancreas. So for those people, they have been able to live normally. They can travel, they can work, they can function, without suffering. And sometimes they can even go for many, many months, maybe even several years without having any effects from the type 1 diabetes. But the best part of that is for those people, and if any of you are on, this is good for you to know. Probably haven't said it to any of you, and I haven't said it anywhere in our website or in our other social media posts. But the best thing is, if you control your diabetes, type 1 or 2, and get the numbers low, especially in below 6, you will keep your kidneys. You will not lose your kidneys, because diabetes is one of the number one killers of kidneys, one of the number one killers of eyesight, killing sight, killing the eyes, damaging the blood vessels in the eye, damaging the blood vessels in the kidney, damaging the blood vessels, in the heart. Diabetes is another number one cause of heart disease. So if you come to us, if you have type 1 or type 2 diabetes and work with us, even if your type 1 doesn't go away, the genes are not resuscitated, the genes are not reborn, become functional again, you at least will be able to completely control your type 1 and prevent damage to your kidneys, your heart, and other organs, because a lot of people who have type 1, that's what happened to them. And unfortunately, a lot of them live a much shorter life because of the continuous flow of glucose high in the bloodstream, and just cause a lot of damage to those essential organs. And because of the damage to those essential organs, a lot of these people unfortunately die prematurely. And by the way, they don't even die of type 1 diabetes or diabetes. They die from, having kidney failure, and up to 7, 8, 10 years, the body just become weak and fade away. And other people, it's from heart disease or other kind of brain malfunctions. So we can help you to at least control it, even if the genes do not come back altogether.
Awesome.
All right.
And I just wanted to say good morning to Suzanne, good morning to Maxine, and good morning to Pansy. Thank you for joining us and sharing your love in the chat. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we have one more question.
Okay.
All right. So this is Andrea Givens. Can someone on dialysis use your products who is blind?
Anyone on dialysis? And that's a really great question. We just talk about how diabetes how it destroys kidneys, whether it's type 1 or 2, any of the form of diabetes. So that's a great question. If you Google it now, and when I say Google, just don't read any crap they have on the internet, please. When I say Google, you go to some reputable medical site. Like, I like to use the John Hopkins University website, or the John Hopkins Hospital website. They usually have pretty good information there. So when I say Google, I mean go to one of these major medical centers in America, and see what they say. But when it comes to dialysis, usually when you're in dialysis, the lifespan is up to a maximum of 11 years. That's what some scientists or doctors say. You can live up to that point. A lot of people die before that. So if you're in dialysis, two of the things that you should be cognizant of, you should be conscious of, you should always be aware of, is these two things will become your duty over the course of your dialysis. One, you have to constantly rebuild your body and your genes overall to maintain healthy bones. Once you go on dialysis, you start to lose a lot of your bone structure, your bone mass. And longevity is predicated on having strong, healthy bones for anyone, whether you're in dialysis or not, for anyone. Because a lot of time, the bone and the bone marrow is where we get, I say a lot of times, all the times, every second of the day, the bone marrow is working overtime to supply red blood cells and white blood cells and other materials to our organs. So the bone is not just there as a frame, like a house, to keep the building up. The bone marrow actually performs an incredible function of supplying the body with blood, whether it's red blood cells, white blood cells, and other protein material to support our organs. Secondly, if you're in dialysis, what you should be aware of is that because you're doing the dialysis, twice or three times a week rather, you're going to lose a massive amount of muscle, because if you're a man, you're losing a massive amount of testosterone. For a man, testosterone is tied to our muscles and longevity. For women, if you're in dialysis, you're going to lose a lot of estrogen production. As a result of that, you're going to lose a lot of muscle mass. What does that mean? What it means is that you're going to lose brain mass. That's where it really matters. The muscles you're losing in the brain is not going to function the way it should. And most importantly, and most commonly, the heart is going to lose a massive amount of muscle mass. The heart is a muscle. That's all that it is. It's a muscle engine that's just there to pump blood to all the organs and all the tissues and all the cells in the human body. That's what the heart is there. It's a muscle. So if you're in dialysis, and because of the process of dialysis, your body is going to lose a lot of minerals, a lot of biochemicals. Your biochemistry is automatically off. And worse, the dialysis machine is not going to pull all the urine from the bloodstream. It won't. It will not. It will pull a lot of the good stuff from the bloodstream, healthy stuff, healthy proteins, healthy minerals, and some of the urine, hopefully a lot of the urine, but it's not going to remove all the urine from the bloodstream. What does it mean? One of the most powerful chemical in our urine. So I'll gross you out now. When you go to the bathroom and you pee, or wherever you pee, and you smell something, some people would say they have this stench. It's ammonia. Ammonia from nitrogen. Ammonia from nitrogen. Most of the genetic materials and DNA materials are composed of nitrogen. Okay, maybe not most, but a lot. So the genes in the DNA generate a large amount of ammonia from the nitrogen that's part of the building structure of our DNA and genes. So a lot of that nitrogen becomes ammonia. Ammonia is probably maybe second or third to hydrochloric acid. One of the most powerful chemicals in our body. Waste matter. It's a waste matter. So if the body is retaining ammonia because it's all of it is not coming out in the urine, you can do the math. That ammonia is circulating in the bloodstream and causing massive damage to our cells, massive damage to our bones, massive damage to our muscles. So you get the point. Over time, that ammonic effect will have a poisonous consequence on the body. And by the way, even if you're not on dialysis, if your kidneys are not functioning the way they should, if your eGFR is lower than it should be, if your creatinine is higher than it should be, the kidneys are not functioning, your body is still retaining ammonia or urine. As long as the kidney numbers are off or abnormal, your body is retaining chemicals, biochemicals like ammonia. And it's affecting your whole body. It's affecting your bone, it's affecting your heart. And that's why a lot of your blood pressure your blood pressure goes through the roof because the body's under so much stress. I know you asked me a very simple question and I have a long answer. My apologies for that.
You should never apologize for sharing
Okay.
information.
Okay. Sometimes I think I go overboard, but I like when I talk to each of you, like in a consultation, that you're not just hear me, that you can taste what I'm saying. Because when you walk away from the consultation with me or the follow-up consultation with me, I want you to be knowledgeable enough, remember enough to take care of yourself, to take care of your family members, to take care of your friends. So the education we give is for the village, it's for your village, it's for our village, it's for you to share with everyone. That's why we are now saying to you, like Jillian have said in the past, subscribe if you like what we do, if you like what we say, if you like anything about us, if you like our products, give us subscribe, and give us likes and what do you call it, Maris? Likes and
Like,
subscriptions.
subscribe, and click the notification bell.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Andrea asks now
Mhm.
that you have educated her about all of the things to know about this issue.
Yeah.
What are the starter products for her to use?
So for dialysis,
So she was
so
asking about dialysis.
right. So you know what, and that's the funny part. You don't have to do a lot. You would need a detox. A lot of our clients around the world who are on dialysis, and by the way, some of them have been on dialysis for 16, 20 plus years, and they're living normal on dialysis, yet they have to do it 3 times a week. And that's just amazing that they have been able to use NuSpecies to support their bones and their muscles and stay alive. Kudos to them. And they fought, believe me, they did the work to be alive after so many years when they have beaten the medical odds. So what you need to do is to be on the detox to help to clean the whole body. You have the lymph node that clean the lymphatic system, make the immune system stronger. And by the way, if you have a strong immune system, the immune system can create those biochemicals to liquefy ammonia, and it get passed out in the dialysis processor in the urine. So the detox system, and it has the blood as well to clean the blood. If you have ammonia or others particles that are not supposed to be in the blood, get cleaned it out using our detox. And then we have the colon cleanse, which is not a washout or diarrhea, but maybe if you're on dialysis, you may need to take more. Instead of taking a scoop, you may have to do a double scoop because people on dialysis usually have issues with constipation. So, and you don't want that because you're going to have more chemicals from the colon seeping into the bloodstream if there's proper elimination. And by the way, what I'm saying goes for all of you, whether you're in dialysis or you have kidney issues or not, it goes for all of you. Everybody should be properly eliminating waste matter, not retaining it. So the detox package and the L-New one, I would say that's enough. But if you want to go above and beyond because the dialysis process will remove a lot of the good minerals. As I said before, we have a natural multi-mineral and we have a natural multivitamins, which is our B vitamins with vitamin C and vitamin D. So add in, if it's in the budget, add in the vitamins to just keep replenishing your bloodstream. Because as you know, from talking to me or from listening to our programs or watching our videos, this goes for all of you. The natural B vitamins we have, our natural vitamins from natural sources, our natural vitamins, our natural minerals support genes and DNA. These are what our bodies, every human body needs natural vitamins and natural minerals to support rebuilding our DNA and our genes. And maybe one of these days we should just dedicate one of these segments on just talking about our vitamins and getting into the details of how they work.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's all you need. You go in those and stay in those. And the people over the past over 20 years who have been working with NuSpecies with issues like these, that's what they have been taking, and they have stayed largely healthy. They don't have blood pressure, they don't have diabetes, have cholesterol, they don't have a lot of these issues. And it's amazing that they don't have kidneys and they're able to live and enjoy life.
Yeah. All right. So we also have June and Suzanne appreciating your education. They said you don't just talk, you teach, Esten. We appreciate it. Thank you for always explaining. And then Rosemary, good morning. She has a question. So I would like to know if there's anything for someone with stomach cancer.
There is. So because of the way NuSpecies works in rebuilding genes and DNA, rebuild the organs, that's what the other formulas do. They rebuild the organs, they rebuild the immune system. We can always try to help someone with whatever issue they have. Stomach cancer, intestinal cancer, colon cancer, rectal cancer, colorectal cancer. There's even cancer of the esophagus, cancer of the mouth, of the throat. We have had thousands of people over the years who have come to us with all these different types of cancers. So cancer, as I just described, is just abnormal cells that are multiplying rapidly. That's all the cancer is. And because in that one organ, it multiplies so much, in this case, in the stomach, it damages the stomach and prevent the stomach from processing foods. And so in some cases, some people have to remove their stomach or remove part of their stomach. But yes, we can always help to rebuild. So if you have cancer, anyone who has cancer or any of those issues like tumors or mass, right? You have cancer, you have tumors, you have mass, you have lesions. Let's say men who have prostate issue, they have lesions in the prostate. That's what prostate disease and prostate cancer actually is. No one actually say it, but it's lesions. That's what's in the prostate, even if it's not cancerous. Ladies who have these endometrial issues, they have their overgrown tissue, any kind of overgrown tissue, ovarian cysts, dense breast, any of these issues. These are abnormal issues related from the genes. Now, for stomach cancer, like any of these issues I just mentioned, we're going to rebuild the genes. We're going to rebuild the DNA. So what some of you are thinking is that if you have cancer, let's say in the stomach, and you remove the cancer, you remove the stomach, the cancer is gone. No, 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 no. If you're prostate cancer, breast cancer, you remove the cancer is gone because the doctor cut out the organ. Let's say it's the uterus or the ovaries or the prostate or the breast glands or the thyroid glands or whatever, the stomach. No. So this is the difference that you may not know when it comes to cancer, is that it's the stem cells. They're the problem. So stem cells can live anywhere in the body. And a lot of the times, those are the cells that become cancerous, the stem cells. They can live anywhere. Stem cells from the prostate can live in the brain. Stem cells from the breast can live in the brain, in the lung, in the liver, in the spine. Stem cells can live anywhere. They're free. They go wherever they want. So if you had cancer and the doctor removed the organ and you did radiation and you did chemo, it's wrong for any doctor or scientist to tell you your cancer is gone, because they don't know how many of these cancer cells left the prostate, left the breast gland, in this case, left the stomach and go elsewhere. So you always now have to assume that you have cancer cells floating around in your body that can take up residency in any other organ, right? So yes, anyone who has any health issue at all, including cancer, they should be coming to NuSpecies to ask us to do what? Ask us to rebuild your immune system, to kill these cancer cells, or kill the virus or bacteria or microbes or parasites that's causing the cancer. Because in most cases, the doctors or the scientists have no idea what caused the cancer. In this case, when it comes to stomach, intestinal, rectum, or rectal cancer, in many cases, the doctors have no clue as to what caused the cancer. There's no testing that can be done. Even if they test the DNA and see that the DNA was damaged or the gene was damaged, they still don't know what caused the genes to damage, whether it was a virus, a bacteria, a chemical. They don't know. In most cases, they don't know. So you walk away after your surgery for cancer or your radiation or your chemo, and you think you're fine because the PET scan is normal. No, you're not fine. And yes, I'm yelling at all of you. I'm yelling at all of you because you have heard this term. The cancer came back with a vengeance. Nonsense. It never left. The cancer never left. Never left. It was just not detectable by the PET scan or the CT or the MRI or the blood test or whatever. So if you've ever been diagnosed with cancer and you've gone through the treatment, you should always assume, for your safety, to safeguard your life so you can live long, always assume that you still have cancer cells floating around that the doctors don't know are there. And you need to, at home, rebuild your body, rebuild your immune system, eat well, exercise, drink clean water. You give your body the best support so your body can kill it. And by the way, what I just said a while ago, what you should do at home, that's what you should be doing now if you don't have cancer or any disease. You shouldn't wait to get the disease to start rebuilding the immune system, rebuild your genes, rebuild your DNA, right? Especially those of us like me, my father died of prostate cancer. I would be silly to think that I don't have, potential mutations in my prostate or even malignancy. I'd be silly not to think that. My mother died of the complication of diabetes, and she had amputation. I'd be silly to think that I don't have genes that are compromised for diabetes. It's silly. So should I just wait until I get diabetes to fight diabetes? Should I just wait until I get prostate diseases to fight prostate diseases? That would be the ultimate stupidity on my part. So another long answer to your simple question. Yes, if you're on dialysis, you can take NuSpecies. Yes, if you have any form of cancer, you should be on NuSpecies. Anybody who has any family history of any disease should be on NuSpecies. Keep that immune system strong to keep it away. That's the only way to keep away that predisposition or that hereditary problem. The only way is to keep the immune system strong, to keep the DNA and the genes healthy. And if you have those mutated DNA or genes, the immune system can control it for you by keep giving the genes and the DNA these healthy proteins. I mentioned them before. Write them down and research it. Histones, chromatin, polymerase, telomerase. I would say those are the four most important proteins in the human body. And each one does something differently for our genes and DNA and chromosomes. Chromosomes is where all the genes and this is where all the DNA live. They live in the chromosomes. So that's why when you do surgery for cancer, or you do radiation or chemo for cancer, that's why you can't assume the cancer is gone, because you still have the chromosomes. You still have the chromosomes, and that's where the DNA and genes live. You still have them. You didn't cut out the chromosomes. They're still there. The genome, the DNA and genes, the genome is still there. And it was impacted by cancer. That's why the cancer can regenerate. So the surgery, the radiation, the chemo didn't destroy the genome. If it did, you're dead. Oh, we're dead if it's destroyed.
Okay. So we
All right.
have 2 follow-ups on the cancer.
Mhm.
And then one question that might be very quick. So this is from NRE. Good morning. I would like to know what both of you use on your face. They're so smooth and clean. NuSpecies, right?
So Marianne, Jillian, and others, they laugh at me. And sometimes my kids, in the mornings after I do my what we call it, hygiene, my kids don't want to touch my skin because I use the L-Nu-1 as a mouthwash. And I use the L-Nu-1 on my skin. It helps to keep my skin moist, and it also helps my skin down in the dermis to produce healthy collagen. A lot of you go there and buy collagen supplements. It's all nonsense, garbage. You should get your body to produce. Our bodies naturally produce collagen. As long as you have a liver in your body can produce collagen. You just need to give your body what it needs. So yes, I use the L-Nu-1 on my skin, and the vitamin E. I don't take it orally. I use it on my skin. That's how after I shower, I get just droplets, literally like drips of water, droplets of the vitamin. It goes a long way.
The little bottle lasts for like
Forever.
a year.
Right. So I use the L-Nu-1 on my skin. I use the vitamin E on my skin, and I use the colloidal silver on my skin. So, and some of you are probably saying, so why did you do that? I'm going to tell you why I do that. Since you asked about me, I'm going to tell you why I did. So when I shave with a razor, I don't get bumps. I get boils. And if I don't shave for 2 days, my skin starts to itch. And then I start getting bumps. So if I shave, I get bumps. If I don't shave, I get bumps. And that's what rescued me about 20 years ago, a little over 20 years ago, when I first invented the first samples of the L-Nu-1. I started using it on my skin, and that was the last time I have had bumps, any kind of bumps on my face. I think, Mary, you've known me now for about 12 years. Have you ever seen a bump on my face?
Nope.
Exactly. So, and worse than that, I used to have holes in my face because of those boils. The tissue would just drop out with the hair, and I would have a lot of holes in my face. And over time, those holes fill out. Can you believe that? That's the glory of God there, by the way, not the glory of Aston or NuSpecies. That I had a lot of holes, not one or two. I had a lot of holes, hundreds of holes, pop mark on my face. And those holes, the tissue grow back and fill in. That was incredible. And my last testimonial of NuSpecies to you, I have many, but this last one. I also had, when I was growing up in Jamaica, and I came to this country, I had a lot of fillings. I had a lot of fillings in my teeth. I had like 6 or 7 fillings in my teeth. They have all fallen out except for one. I would be eating something and feeling something hard in my mouth. And then when I take it out, it's a piece of metal filling. So when I went to the dentist, several dentists over several years. And by the way, this happened within the first 4 or so years of NuSpecies, because I use NuSpecies as a mouthwash, as I just said, right? the dentists say, "Oh, don't fill them back because the enamel has grown back over the pulp cavity. The pulp cavity is where the nerves are, right beneath the tooth or beneath the teeth. The enamel grew back. Can you believe that?" The dentists, they were astonished. So they'd never seen anything like that. All right, so that's the NuSpecies testimonial.
So we're running pretty late. It's 11:03.
Okay.
But we have, so I do want to quickly go back to Cavell's follow-up on cancer. He was asking, is there any sign of pancreatic cancer and why is it so difficult to know about it before it's too late? And then we have one more question from Joan that we're going to try and get to yours too, Joan.
Okay, repeat the question on the pancreatic cancer.
So he's asking, why is it so difficult to know about pancreatic cancer before it's too late? Are there any warning signs?
Yes. So if someone was doing their labs every year, right? If they were doing their labs every year and something was going wrong with the pancreas, there is an enzyme that the pancreas produces that should show up on the lab report, and one of those enzymes are called the lipase. It would be an extremely rare situation where the lipase didn't show up in the blood test, and usually it's in the chemistry panel. That's where it would be. So there are always signs. There are always signs of we humans getting health issue. They're always signs. If you had a digestive issue, like there's certain foods that you weren't digesting. The pancreas is one of the two major digestive organs, including the liver, and then sort of kind of the thyroid is another because it monitors the pancreas and the liver for digestion. So there are certain foods that you were probably eating that you weren't digesting. You were just burping, or you became constipated from certain food. Maybe you just didn't notice. Maybe you thought it was normal. So the lipase is one of those enzymes. It would show up. It should show up. And then the general digestive issue, gasiness, bloating, constipation, those would be sign of the pancreas going bad. So they're always sign, and sometimes the doctors don't test for these things. I would say the biggest mistake in a disease only getting diagnosed when it's chronic, meaning cancer or any other disease, is because your doctors were probably not testing, not doing a complete lab. When you do a physical once every year, your doctor, your primary care should be checking off all those panels to make sure that all your organs are looked at. So lipase or amylase, and there are a few others that should show up. But there's always sign. There's no such thing as a fire without smoke. There's no such thing, especially in human health. So there was sign. Maybe you had weakness, tiredness. There were a lot of signs. And that's why all of you right now, if you're feeling that something is not right in your body, you're probably 100% right that something is not right in your body. It doesn't have to be pain. It can just be tiredness. It can just be feeling lousy, right? No energy. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. And what you should do is do a full physical. You should do a full physical and make sure urine and fecal tests are done as well. You should do that. You owe it to yourselves.
And then I want to cover Joan's question because this is a common one. I used to take the colon cleanse, but after a colonoscopy, I was advised by my gastrointestinal doctor not to take anything with cascara, I think, because they found dark spots in my colon.
Mm-hmm. And these are not spots. These are because the chlorophyll, the detox powder and capsules have extremely high content of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is actually one of the best cleanser for the human body on the earth. So yes, when you take our detox for a period of time, it will leave streaks of chlorophyll in your intestine that shows up like a dark shadow or something. But whether it's when they do the colonoscopy or they do whatever they do, the doctor will see that and they don't know what it is. But you're perfectly fine. You are perfectly fine. Don't stop taking the detox. Just drink more water, and you're fine. It's not an issue. Your colon is not going bad. You're not going to get colon disease. You're not going to get colon cancer. You're not going to get colon polyps. It's perfectly fine. Okay?
What you can do is if you know you have a scheduled colonoscopy, just stop taking it for a few days beforehand and drink a lot of water. So that way your doctor can see everything that they need to see and they're not going to run into the staining when you get that test.
Right. But your doctor is right to point it out to you. There's something.
Yeah.
But the something is actually, if it's the detox that's causing it, you're fine. You're perfectly fine.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you all for putting up with me today.
Yes.
And I hope you enjoy the information that we share, including the video. And I'm going to say what Jillian will say, but I'm not going to say it as probably as eloquently as she does. Subscribe to us if you like our videos, and like us and hit the bell.
Yes.
All right.
Do.
You all have a great weekend. It was great being here with you. Thank you.